All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis camp of the Great Millstone, and we're here to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they are as follows. The tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes, the tribe of Benjamin, the so-called West Indians, the tribe of Levi, the so-called Haitians, the tribe of Simeon, the so-called Dominicans, the tribe of Zebulon, the so-called Guatemalans or Panamanians, the tribe of Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans, the tribe of Manasseh, the so-called Cubans, the tribe of Gad, the so-called North American Indians, the tribe of Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians, the tribe of Naphtali, the so-called Argentinians, Sicilians, the tribe of Asher, the so-called Columbus and Uruguayans, and the tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, just get right into it.
Book of Psalms, chapter 10.
No. 10 verse 1. Yeah. Okay. Start at the top.
Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai?
Khan, he says, why standest thou afar off? Because with all these things that we're going through, it doesn't seem like that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is with his people. You know, we're feeling left out because we are under this wicked kingdom led by Esau, Edom, and chiefly led by Amalek. You know, the so-called small hatters, 1948ers.
Reads, why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble?
Khan, he says, why hidest thyself in thy times of trouble? Because it seems like there's no help. Jake is getting slayed in the streets, you know, every day. You know, all these unrighteous decrees, and you got all of the unjust convictions, you know, for the same crime. You know, Jake is put away 10 times longer. All right.
Precept.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 42 and 24. It says, who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
Khan, is that for that very reason? You know, we went into captivity because we transgressed the laws. Can somebody get Baruch 4 and 6, please? You got something? Okay.
So the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 6, says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh to wrath.
Khan, he said we were sold to the nations. We went into slavery according to Deuteronomy 68:28. You know, outside of that, we had several captivities before that. You know, beginning with the with the Egyptian, the Assyrian, the Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, and then the Greeks and the Romans, and now again the revived a Roman Empire. Okay, which is America.
It says that's 28:60.
Did I say 28:60?
You said
28:68. Deuteronomy 28:68. We went into captivity. Go out, brother.
It says, but because he moved Yahweh to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemy.
Khan, because we moved them to wrath. And how did we move them to wrath? Sacrificing to other gods, you know, transgressing the laws continually. All right?
Verse 7 says, for he provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
Khan, and you know that sacrificing unto devils. You know, we were not sacrificing unto him. You know, and he said, you know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is a jealous God. All right? And then he said because of that, you know, he would visit the iniquities upon the third and fourth generation. And here we are right now. All right?
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. I was wroth with my people.
God, he was wroth. Okay, can somebody get the word wroth? It's not a good thing once you get this definition, all right? And who is this people? The chosen ones of Israel, according to Deuteronomy 7:6 and Deuteronomy 14:2, all right?
Wroth. It says intensely angry.
God.
Highly incensed, wrathful.
God, so in other words, he was pissed off at us, all right? In a major way. for transgressing his laws, all the things that he did for us, as long as we turned our face to him. And no, we just nudged him away. And now look at us in this captivity. All right?
It says, I have polluted mine inheritance.
God, he's polluted his inheritance. And that's what? Scattering us off to other nations. Okay? Eating their, doing their abominations unto him, such as the food, sacrifices to other devils, and, you know, even looking like them, even looking like the heathen, you know?
It says, and giving them into thine hand.
God, he's giving us into our enemies' hands because we transgressed the law. You know, that was clear in Deuteronomy chapter 28. If you do not hearken to my voice, all these curses shall fall upon you, roughly paraphrasing. All right?
It says, thou didst shew them no mercy.
God, no mercy. And when you look at the history, you know, with slavery, the buck breaking, okay, cutting babies out of the womb of our women, you know, the savage beatings and eating us, you know, after they hung us, you know, you thought that was it. No, they turned around and cooked us and ate us.
There was also alligator bait.
Alligator bait, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stomping on the baby's heads.
Yep, stomping on the baby's heads.
You know, so, like Brother said, y'all done did all manner of wickedness to the children of Yahweh Shem Shah. But y'all was allowed to do that to what? To punish us, like the brother's going to, for our transgression.
God.
And it say, upon the ancient has thou verily, upon the ancient has thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
And that's the you know, our elders, you know. The owner was heavily laid the yoke because, you know, according to the scriptures, it was Deuteronomy 4, you know, our sons are supposed to teach our sons and sons' sons and so on and so forth. The law, statutes, and commandments. And they didn't do that. All right?
So the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
He says, for 3 transgressions, Edom, for 4, he will not turn away the punishment thereof. And that transgression is going against the law, statutes, and commandments, which is a sin, according to 1 John 3 and 4. Okay, and he said he will not turn away the punishment thereof, even though according to Psalm 73 and 5, he is not in trouble like other men or plagued like other men. He's saving up that judgment, okay? You know, the wicked is reserved for destruction in the day of wrath, all right?
It says, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
And who was his brother? Jacob, okay? With the sword. The sword was his blessing. All right, according to Genesis 27 and 41, the sword was his blessing. All right, and he said toward perpetually. That was continually. He nonstop. Did not cast off any pity. All right, which means he didn't have any mercy on Jake. Okay.
Don't have mercy on her ass either.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. I got something real quick.
Verse 12. Says, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
He says, send a fire upon Teman. That's the wisest of Esau Edom, okay? Teman is known as your Germans today, all right? He said he's going to send that fire upon them and devour them. That fire is that nuclear destruction, all right?
And also it's going to stream through all the Edom.
All of them.
Amalek as well.
Amalek.
But we understand that the elites, of course, they're going to be preserved, right? Not because the Lord loved them or saved them, but he's going to save them to be the first rounds of slaves. So, but like the brother said, that whole, oh yeah, we not Germans, no, it's going to be to all y'all.
Yep.
So, like I said, the Lord will devour the palaces of Basra. That's why we went to. Basra, ancient Edom, the capital cities back then. You know, Esau Edom is the so-called white man today. So what is Esau Edom's capital city today? America. Because this is the only land, everything you see around you, this is the only land that's going to be completely devoured, and it's not going to come back. All right?
It's Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and that shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end.
God, he says, thou hast had a perpetual hatred and it shed the blood of Israel. Okay, and here again, that perpetual is continual, never ending. With the sword, that was his blessing that was given to him in Genesis 27. All right, and his blessing, he's the sword of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, according to Psalms 17:13. All right, you got that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
God, he's saying that prayer because of that continual and that perpetual hatred. He said, cast him down, who's the wicked, who's thy sword. That goes right in hand with that Baruch 4 and 6, where he gave a soul. And the brother brought out in Isaiah 47 and 6, I believe. Yeah, and you said what? Isaiah 42 and I forget which one you brought out. 24, yeah. So that's the thing, He is the sword of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to put us under this punishment. I mean, when we wanted to be so much like him, he said, okay, all right, following his ways and stuff like that. All right. And now look at us. We're supposed to be running this world. We're supposed to be in rulership. All right. But we gave it up because we wouldn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. And as we know, there's only 613 of them. Now look at what you're under. Okay, 30,000 and counting since the first Congress met. All right, and they still going. You just had midterm elections now, and Jake's so stupid for that. We're not even supposed to be voting. All right, you went out there, and nothing is going to change. We are on punishment for the transgressions of our forefathers, our ancestors, and even us. Okay.
Nigga get a stimulus check and think everything's supposed to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my nigga. Let's vote for him. Yay, hooray. He gave $1,200. Right? He done raped and robbed you of your whole heritage, ultimately the riches of the earth that was promised to you.
God.
Right? But we transgressed the law, so guess what? Like we talked about, we got thrown into captivity under these various nations. Why? For our disobedience.
God.
Right? But as far as that, this man don't understand, like even that Isaiah 47 said what? He didn't consider his latter end. Mm-hmm. He didn't consider that for all the things, the treachery, the diabolical just wickedness and just great robbing and murder to our people. He didn't consider that, I may have to pay for this in the latter. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what's that's happening right now. See, right now they're being brought in that dust. They've been exposed, shameful, spewing, been seen for their glory. Everybody looking at him like, damn, this nigga, he like this? Mm-hmm. Right? So the start of the tearing down of the nation that Esau, Edom, right, is happening right before our eyes. Yep. But we understand at the time period coming, they're going to just be by the spirit of the Lord's mouth, but ultimately he's going to come with the brightness of his coming and destroy it with the thermonuclear warheads and the concentrated laser beams. That's on its way. That's around the corner. Ain't 100 years, 100 years down the road. No, it's even at the door. As the scriptures say, right? It say what? For our salvation draw nearer than when we first believed. Paraphrasing, right? Yeah.
If I may add, he knows it's coming too. Just yesterday, a video was put in the group with the FBI meeting with the ADL. Okay, and we know that's going back to that Project Megiddo, Kissinger report, Rex 84, all that stuff. We know what you're trying to do. All we do is bring out scriptures. Okay, but that scripture is more damaging to you than any weapon. You don't like your own history. All right, y'all want to blame this talk about Yi and Kyrie. Who do you think they heard it from? Okay, they don't have it all the way right, but who you think they heard it from? Okay, and that doggone documentary, is not about what the writer said. He's going off on a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, but the key thing is that what's his name, Harold Wallace Rosenthal? Yeah, he's the one that lit y'all up. Your own people, your own tongue fell upon yourself. All right,
that's prophecy said would. And for all of your wickedness and all your diabolical things that you have done, Ezekiel 35 verse 6. God. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Yes. Okay, he said he will prepare you unto blood. Okay, prepare you. So you starting to see it come real slow. It's marinating, and they know it. That's why they're getting scared right now. Okay, your end is coming. All right, you know you're going to be destroyed. for everything that you've done. All right? He's going to prepare you for blood. He's going to slay you, just like you slayed it, as the scriptures say. Is that Colossians 3:25? He that doeth wrong must receive for the wrong that he has done. There's no respect of person. All right?
It says, "Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee."
So since it didn't bother you, okay, you took joy in shedding blood, especially of the children of Israel, as it said in the previous scripture. You know, you're going to get the same thing. And we know, see, because the thing is, you're not as resilient as Jake. You're not as resilient as Jake at all. We survive a lot. All right.
So, last verse. "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth."
He said Mount Seir, and we know that was the initial home of Esau, Edom, and today that's everything that he is right now. All right, that every place where he dwells now, that's Mount Seir. You know, all right. So yeah, he's going to make it desolate, a waste. It's never going to exist again. All right.
Right. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 12. "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from T-Man, and their Dadan shall fall by the sword."
God, he says he's gonna revenge himself against Edom for everything that they did to Judah. All right, Judah being the head tribe, okay, where Yahushua came out of, according to Hebrews 7:14. All right, and Edom did a terrible thing to him with that crucifixion. All right, so yeah, he's going to revenge himself upon them. All right, you want to read that again for me, right quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Ezekiel 25:12. "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from T-Man, and their Dadan shall fall by the sword."
And that vengeance goes all the way back to that birthright. Okay, he's mad because he sold his birthright unto Jacob. You blame Jacob for supplanting him, but you a carnal man. All right, you knew what that inheritance was of the firstborn. Okay, and you sold it, for a morsel of meat and some lentil. All right, and now you're mad because you see what it is. All right, and now what you're trying to do is play the Most High, with your artificial intelligence, controlling everything, your NWO. All right, but he said he's going to destroy all of that by the hand of his people Judah. All right.
This verse 14. "And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
There we go.
And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai."
And that's the thing, when he says they're going to do his vengeance, it's going to be something like you've never seen before. Total bloodshed by the hand of his people. All right, and slavery. All right, it's going to happen to you. The same thing that you did is going to be twice as hard and twice as long, according to the scriptures. All right.
Like they can prepare you for lots of blood. So
Yep.
that means what? The chopping block is already prepared.
Yep.
Right? the sickle is getting sharpened.
Yep.
Get ready to get thrust. Right? So it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, like I was saying, your people expose you.
Yep.
Jake exposes you. It's out there. It's common knowledge, right?
Mhm.
Even with well, I say common knowledge to those who actually searching and looking for it. Still, people will be like, no, that's not right. Because you got people like even Esau, Edom, they don't think they don't think they're the same people.
Nope.
Right? They think they totally different. They this and we that. No, you niggas all go back to Esau, Edom.
Yep.
Y'all all gonna receive the same judgment. Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because he don't just deal with, I didn't do this. No, that's why Isaiah 14 and 21 say what? Prepare slaughter for his children.
God.
Right? For the iniquities of their fathers.
Yep.
But the thing is, what you don't know is you are your fathers coming back in the reincarnation. So you're gonna pay. Look at us. Did we do all those things? As far as like without the knowledge, did we do all those transgressions? No, during the time of Moses. But we did do because why? Our spirits are ancient. We are our forefathers.
Yep.
So that's why. Look. So what that mean? So we paying for our transgressions how much more shall you not pay for yours?
Jeremiah 32:18 says, "Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompenses the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The great, the mighty power, the Lord of hosts is his name."
I'm gonna say this too. Like I said, and understand this. Like I said, yeah, it was always a remnant that believed in Yahweh Shem Shai, but what he say in Jeremiah 17:4, even thou thyself shall discontinue from thy heritage. Meaning what? Even Jeremiah, a man of the Lord, got put under the curses as well. So the Lord judges by nation. Yeah, he gives out individual judgments, but as far as a great judgment, he judges you by a nation. Right? So at the end of the day, no matter if you like it or not, you're not gonna get away from your judgment. Right? You've been that vagabond, that fugitive of running and hide and disguise yourself of various different nations, calling you this and calling you that. But Yahweh Shem Shai know who you are. And then through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, because he say what? The Lord will do nothing, but he revealed the secrets to the servants of prophets. We know who you are. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. In our spirits before the truth, we knew like, we looking like, he's some heathen ass people. You know, he just devilish, you know, like, what's wrong with them? Now we understand, they say what? His soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. He was created to be crooked. Right? He was created to be unclean. You know what I'm saying? This is just this man's nature. That's how he's created for. That's to say, can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Right? So they that are accustomed to do good, they do evil, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So this man he's just set to be like this. And like what the brother said earlier about Isaac, that blessing, right? Which was the spirit we know is Yahweh Shai, through that blessing, it was like there's a blessing and a curse. Because he said, what? He that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. Right? So you are the sword of Yahweh Shem Shai, meaning what? Eventually you're predestined to be what? Destroyed by the same sword that you was blessed with. Right? So hey, at the end of the day, man, hey, if you a heathen, man, you better pray like hell that, well, I ain't gonna say pray, but hope like hell that you're not Esau either. Right?
This Jeremiah 50:33, it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah will oppress together."
So right here it says what? The Judah and Israel were oppressed together. Now this is in Jeremiah chapter 50, right? So that means what? At this time period, the northern kingdom was already taken captive by the Assyrians, right? They was taken out of their land. And what? Heathens was put, transplants was put in their land. So this during the time of Jeremiah, when the Babylonians came against the southern kingdom. So you got to ask yourself, during the time of the Babylonians, was the southern kingdom and northern kingdom together, intact as a whole? Yeah, we understand there was remnants of the other tribes who came back to the order of the southern kingdom because why? They recognized Judah as the head tribe. But predominantly, it was just the southern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, so-called Negroes, so-called West Indians, and so-called Haitians. That's primarily the southern kingdom, right? So this say what? They were oppressed together. Where was they oppressed together? The last time that the tribes was oppressed together as a whole as one was in ancient Egypt. Once Rehoboam and Jeroboam came to power, there was a split. So this is talking about what? What they call mystery Babylon, but Babylon in the spirit, you know, spiritual Babylon is over here, and Babylon the Great, which is America. That's what this is speaking of. Go ahead, bro.
It says, Jeremiah 50:33, it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Right.
And all that took them captives and held them fast, they refused to let them go."
Not let them go. Just like how Pharaoh was. Will not let you go. Esau Edom is the modern day Pharaoh. Will not let you go. They'll talk shit about you, say you this, say you that, y'all this and that, but guess what? They won't let you go because you're the one that fueled the economy. You're the one that fueled the nation. Everywhere we went when we was in captivity, through our labor, the nation's forged. This empire's forged.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. You know, everywhere we went, you know, everybody got rich off of it. And you seeing that today. You know, with everything that's going on in the news, with these with the entertainment industry. Okay? And then when you speak against them, you know, that's not right. You know, you're not telling the truth, you're lying on us, you know. They want to throw out that whole anti-Sem thing when it is the truth. Was that they own like 96% of the media?
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah.
If they don't own the portion of it, they can shut your ass down just like that.
Sure can. Just that, what was that? Just recently, they tried to shut Layla Ali down because they own Muhammad Ali's name, and they said no, her name was too close. Eventually, they had to give it up because it wasn't right. But yeah, they basically, you know, just what the brother was saying. If they can't make no money off of you, you're not going to make none either.
You're not either.
Okay.
right? That's why I said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. They're the earth, like I said, the power was given to them to rule the earth right now.
Yep.
And you see what's happening. You see what's going on. Everything's just messed up, out of order. You know, like, things are out of course. You know, we just seen a he-she walk by, and you know everything's okay. You know, back in the day, you get your ass put to death. But we understand that they say we uphold what Reagan say. What year is that?
That was February 3rd, 1983. Executive Order Proclamation number 5018, saying that the Bible was the law of the land. All right.
In this case, all the alphabet mafia will not be running rampant, having their own pride month, doing this and that, if this was running off the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. A lot of people be put to death rapidly every minute, every second of the day.
Yep. If
that was the case. But we understand that this man, say, even in the back in Psalms, we say what the Most High is not in all his thoughts.
God, he's coming up on that.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just saying, so let's say this man right here, and then you uplifting their standard, upholding their standard. I love them. What about them? Why they can't be saved? Why can't they? Look what they have done to you.
Yep.
But you want to save because you got Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
So the ones who want to save them and want to uphold the standard of their nation, guess what? You're going to die with them.
Yep.
And no one's going to feel bad for you because why? You going against your power.
Yep.
Who surnamed you, who chose you above all people above the earth, unto himself. But you want to be like all the rest of the people who he didn't choose, guess what? You're going to receive the same judgment that they going to receive.
I got one for you.
And join it in, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
The wicked ain't going to go unpunished, and if you hold his hand while he get punished, you're going to get punished too.
I got one for you, just to back you up. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33, and it reads, "Why trimmest thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked one thy way."
You would trim your way. You would know something ain't right, but just to be accepted, just for it to be fair, just for it to be okay, you're gonna trim your ways. You're gonna forsake your ways, and I'm gonna just go along to get along.
Yep.
Right. And then, like I said, you had taught them your ways. We understand at the point in time. Who was that? John High Greatness. We did a forced conversion.
Man.
You know, that's where the whole Judaism come from. Let's people understand that's where that come from, right? And he had forced them and taught them our ways.
Yep.
Right. So that's why people have done. But like the brother brought out, you trimmed your ways to you appease somebody else's feelings when they going off and they doing that, which is not right. We know we're not gonna do that. We're not going. Okay, I get what you're saying. As long as it ain't me, it don't bother me. No, that's wickedness. That's sin. And the scripture say, the Lord said, what? The Most High hateth sin. So if it ain't no hate the sin and not the sinner, no, he hate both of them. Right? So we're not gonna appease our ways and you know what? You're right. Humankind, we're all brothers. No. You living wickedly, you commit sin, we're going to call you out on that. And if you're an Israelite, you don't repent, you're going to be put to death for your iniquities.
I got a good and for trim, it's to maintain neutrality between opposing parties or to favor each equally.
And that's the thing, you know. He said the trim. Can you read that again? Yeah. Read that again for me. Yeah.
It says to maintain neutrality,
yeah. To be neutral, yeah.
Between opposing parties, or to favor each equally.
And that opposing party is our enemy, Esau, Edom. You trying to be neutral, and not only just Esau, Edom, the other nations. Deuteronomy 7:6, he said he made us a special people unto himself above all nations upon the earth. So why are you going to drop yourself down to be equal with somebody else? You just don't. It don't make sense. All right, but you know, you did it, and now we paying for it. You know, asking questions. Why everything keep happening to us? Read the book. Everybody knows who we are, except 2/3 of us. All right, and then you know some that just reject it, and some don't care to know. All right.
Jeremiah 50:34 says, "The Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon."
Our Redeemer is who? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And like you say, he's going to thoroughly plead our cause, but the way he's going to thoroughly come put y'all to death. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come cast down the thrones, so to speak. Well, they say, "I'll be held till the thrones are cast down." That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to come to do. They say, upon him we've seen many crowns. Symbolism saying what? That he conquered these nations when he pulled back up in that fathership. He gonna plead our cause. That's why it's real quick. Somebody did Zephaniah 3:8. You know, because people think, man, we got to fight, man. We got to band together. We can overthrow them. We can this, that. No, you're not going to be able to do that.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord.
See, the Lord said, wait ye upon me, right? Wait for me. Don't take action. He didn't say ready, set, go. No, it say wait ye upon me, right? Ultimately, what? The ones who will wait on Yahweh Shemashah, the ones who have faith in Yahweh Shemashah.
It says, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations.
Ooh, look at that word, determination.
That I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation.
Right. So what he said assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them his indignation. Right? So it's Yahweh Shemashah, right? He's gonna set them up, he gonna gather them up, take them to the valley of Jehoshaphat that's in the Middle East. We're gonna have them all there, getting ready to fight against each other. And then what's he gonna do? He gonna send his son, Yahweh HaMashiach, and he gonna line them up and he gonna knock them down. Got that?
Yeah. Determination is a judicial decision settling and ending a controversy.
Ooh. So guess what? Yahweh Shemashah is gonna settle and end the controversy of Zion. Right? He gonna do that. You ain't gonna let me take my, let me get my, no, JK, I got my sticks. Nah, your sticks ain't gonna do nothing. What the hell can your little armory, whatever you make out, what the hell can you do against a nation that spent in there almost $1 trillion on their military? You play all these damn games like, yeah, that's cold. You can cloak yourself. You can do this. We got that. And you don't think they got it for real? Have they not dropped bombs on in their own country?
Con.
So how much more will they do it now? And you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it because why? The Lord, look at that. Ride with pride. The Lord always send an example.
Yep.
Ride with pride. What? The pride of thy wickedness have perverted thee. Yep. Right? Or had deceived thee. You know what I'm saying? Them that dwell in the clefts of the rocks. We're looking at a cleft of a rock right here. Big ass stone rock building. You know what I'm saying? Which is the Edomites. That's them. And like the brother said, they come from Mount Seir, which is an actual mountain. So go look it up, Petra, you know. But yeah, like as the scripture saying, it's the Lord. He's determined. He gonna settle the score, right? You know what I'm saying? He gonna start it. He gonna stir up your mind. He muster up the minds of muster up the host of the battle, get y'all to fight each other. And then what? He gonna send the son to clean every damn thing up. That's exactly what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. And that determination, it goes into termination.
Oh, he gonna terminate you, right? Because he put you as the ruler of the earth right now. But what he gonna do? He gonna give you your walking papers, right? He gonna terminate you, right? And that's gonna come by what? Death and destruction, then slavery, then to be utterly annihilated forever. You'll never see one of these leprous white devils ever again.
That's right. It says here, in time or existence. Conclusion.
Exactly. So the conclusion of everything what's gonna happen is what? Yahweh HaMashiach gonna pull up. He gonna destroy these nations. He gonna save it. He gonna pull up. He gonna save his elect. He gonna destroy these nations. And then those who are left behind, so to speak, they gonna be gathered up for slavery of other nations. Our people not gonna be slaves no more. We're gonna be put up. That's what I call the kingdom of heaven. Ultimately, what the kingdom of Yahweh Shemashah. Who's his people? The Israelites. So he gonna set us up. Starting with him, you know, Yahweh, King David, the rest of the 12, the other 44,000 on down. It's gonna be our kingdom that's gonna be ran in righteousness. Yep. It ain't gonna be wickedness. You ain't gonna see no buses riding past with ride with pride. Absolutely not.
Abomination, detestable.
Yeah, bro. A filthy, wicked act is not gonna be, you know what I'm saying, the vibration going out in the earth at that time. It's gonna be righteousness. It's gonna be cleanliness, right? And that main cleansing is going to be what? Through that thermonuclear fire that concentrated away from it. Right? What did it say? What, the beast of destruction?
Yeah, I got to finish that. Says, for my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms.
So like your brother said, another word for determination, that's the conclusion. Yep. So people thinking what? That's what you said. Why did the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Right? They think who up next? Moab or you know, say or Putin and them Russian. They think they up next. No, absolutely not. That is not written in the prophecy. The scriptures say, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that follows. It doesn't say Esau is the end of this world, and then Moab gonna rule for a little bit. Then Jacob. No, that's not written in the scripture.
Okay, you got that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, hold it now. That's weird.
Oh, that's weird.
This is second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Exactly. So when we go to that term world, meaning what? An aeon, right? A perpetual, time period or a rulership, set rulership, right? Because people think, don't listen to vocab. We say the whole earth is going to blow up into pieces. But the scripture say what? That the earth abideth forever. Right? So that means what? That world, that Esau's the end of the world, right? The end of his rulership, the end of his tenure, right? And they say Jacob is the beginning of that following. Then to the guy who was speaking of earlier with the Hebrews and Negroes, it didn't say Japheth is the end of the world. It said Esau is the end of the world, right? But we understand, like, through the spirit of power, just the Lord not dealing with you. But we can say this, that film that's being posted everywhere, hey, I say this. People can watch that and he'll call us Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying? But guess what that's going to lead to? They're going to go into the search engine on YouTube, type in Hebrew Israelites, you may see GMS pop up. You may see IAYC pop up. ISHBK. I mean, they still pushing the truth. They still teach you Israel. So then that's going to be up to the Lord to plant the seeds to, bring them to the 100% truth. But then they're going to get that awakening to the sense to know, oh, this is who I really am. Right? So that's why the scripture says, where you can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. You know what I'm saying? So we understand through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, that man, he doing his work. Right? The scripture say what? That his spirit have gathered. Right? So even though people do things for, a quick piece of change or for money, for vain and lucre sake, hey, Yahweh Shema Shai control them anyway to put forth the vibration. Now with this going on, that even put more proof to what? Have they not heard? Yes, barely. Their sound has been let out to the ends of the earth. This is just going to give a more reason for you to not have you won't have an excuse. I didn't know, I didn't hear. That been posted on, shared and everybody recommending it. Yeah, watch this and that. So you ain't gonna have no excuse in that thing. But we know through this whole fiasco of what's going on, and we understand, like the brother brought up earlier, since they're trying to censor people and defamation and doing all this and that to them, it must be true. If they go to the extent to cancel these people and to take just pretty much just take their livelihood, take their endorsements, all this and that, it must be true. Had they come out and say, yeah, we the real Egyptians, we the real Moors, not this and that, they wouldn't have said nothing. Right? Because if anything that's being taught to have you attach or come back to your power, they don't want that to happen. They want to keep us detached. Right? Like I said, so if they was lying, they wouldn't have did nothing about it. But they know that it's true. That's why they come against them.
And you're right. They want to keep us detached. That goes back to that prophecy in Psalms 83. Right. Israel will be no more in remembrance. And Amalek and Edom were the head of that. Okay.
They say it's something. Say, well, let us break their bands or something. So they kind of they don't want us to come back. But it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai that's rebuilding the tabernacle of David in present time. You see it. Lord willing, the brothers out here, hey, Lord willing, we're part of that number. Lord willing, those who are tuning in on the comment board, Lord willing, you're part of that number, right? Because hey, Lord willing, we all the hopeful elect at the end of the day, right? From the like I said, from the men into the women to the children. They all part of the elect. Now we understand that the men are going to be at the upper echelon of the government, right? The rulers, the kings, whatever. But hey, it's still going to be elect women. There's going to be elect children as well, right? So like I said, Lord willing, y'all part of that number. Lord willing, the brothers out here and all who are laboring in sincerity, charity, peace, and love. Through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, Lord willing, you be delivered and protected.
If I may add, you when you read that 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, you said, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that fall. Okay, and then you also mentioned John Mark Reeser, a.k.a. Vocab Malone. What are you going to say about that prophecy in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9? You said you believe you've been teaching that the Edomites are done away with. That's not what that scripture says. Okay, and we know Esau is Edom according to Genesis 36 and 1. All right, so what are you going to do about that? Well, nothing you can do about it.
Right. See, like I said, even you want to call yourself a scholar, so he'll bring up that situation in the Maccabees when they was all, he said, Idumeans was burned and all this and that, whatever. But then they say, what? The Antipater, the Idumean, is the father of who? Sarai. And then Idumean goes back to the Greek of Edom. Edomites. So the Herodian dynasty, all them, those are Edomites. The Romans, Edomites. But you said that they was all done away with. No. That's why we believe, like Pastor said, that we believe you want to until you prove other. I don't care if you grow your beard or not. There's a lot of Edomites that got beards, and guess what? They're going to die too. They're going to slavery.
That name Reeser, surname, goes back to, the small hatters. So when you look it up.
What do you fight tooth and nail? Okay. Make sure.
Wait. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 16. It says, there is no end of all the people.
Right? Oh, so it said there's no end of all the people. So if a man, so this is what the Lord says, so if a man tell you that the whole people was cut off, don't believe him. Right. The Lord just said there is no end of all the people. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Even of all that have been before them, they also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and a vexation of spirit.
Right. Because basically like the premise of what the brother bringing out is like what? There's no end of all the people. Even for the people from before, which we got like, you get the sign of all the nations, the 18 nations. Ain't none of those nations been completely wiped out. Nope. They all still here going under different names. But somehow the small haters get to go by a biblical name, but everybody else don't get to.
Right. That's you're absolutely right. And that's what I don't understand. To that point, I don't understand about Jake. How can you not believe in the scriptures, yet you believe in the people who say they're the people of the scriptures? That makes absolutely no sense.
No sense at all.
I stand with them. Man, you're gonna go down with them too.
Go down with them.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah 49:13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra.
Right. So the Lord said he swore by himself. The Lord said, I put it on me. Right? So that's on me, baby. So the Lord said he put it on him. Because we know ain't nothing greater than Yahweh Shemel. So keep what he about to say. Go ahead, bro.
That Basra shall become a desolation.
Right, what we established that Basra was a stronghold, a capital city in ancient Edom, but Basra is wherever Esau Edom is. This is the new stronghold of Esau Edom. This is Basra, Idumea, this is Edom, this is Mount Seir, this is Babylon, because they're the daughter of Babylon. This is Nineveh, ancient Assyria, spiritual Assyria. This is so forth and so on, right? This is Basra where we at right now. So he said, what are you going to do to Basra?
Become a desolation.
A desolation. Oh, can we get the term desolation? Get the one I like. Get the one I like. I think it's in the Oxford.
Yeah. While he's bringing that out, just to back him up, this is Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. So like I said, he's sworn by himself. And he's telling you right here, it's a fearful thing to fall into his hands.
Right.
He kills, he makes alive. None can deliver out his hand, according to roughly paraphrasing Deuteronomy 32:39.
You got it.
This is the definition of the desolation from the Oxford.
Yeah.
It's the definition of desolation. It says the state of a place that is badly damaged or destroyed and offers no joy or hope to people.
That's right. There's gonna be no joy here. There's gonna be no hope to people. Because why? There's not gonna be an inhabitant over here. So it's gonna be completely annihilated.
Yep.
Right? It's another one that say. You got the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I got one.
I guess that kills the American dream.
Yeah.
Devastation,
American deathmare.
ruin, barren wasteland.
Then another one say what? Without inhabitant, completely desolate. You know what I'm saying? That's the future of Babylon the Great, which is not 1,000 years in the future. They talk about what? By 2069, 2050?
Oh.
Absolutely not. The Lord, we know through the Spirit of power Yahweh Shah, He is not gonna let you go that far.
No.
Absolutely not. Mainly because why? For the elect. Like I said, now He's not gonna. For those days when shorten that no flesh shall be saved. That Matthew 24:22. You know what I'm saying? So we know the Lord's not going to allow that to happen. Right? So, go ahead, bro. All right? Okay, yes. So it's all right. So like I said, the Lord's not going to allow y'all to continue to rule in complete wickedness. All you're doing is you are a cancer to existence. Not just over here in America, to existence, period.
God.
Right? That's why everybody looking with the narrow eye, like, man, it's not, like, that's why, like this guy, man, that's why, look, the trees getting destroyed, the air is polluted, water's tainted, like the food tainted, the clothing tainted, everything, right? This man has completely destroyed the earth. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? They say, That's why he said he's going to send those plagues, because he said what? For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. It's fulfilled, and what's going to be fulfilled indeed? Death and destruction.
Yep.
That's what's coming to this place. So like the brother said, you want the American dream, I want to, I got aspirations. I'm turning 20, I'm 30, I'm going to be able to do this and that. No, that's not a part of the plan. It's not part of the game plan. If you do, like I said, if you do have that in your mindset, you're going to get caught as a thief in the night. You're going to get caught unawares with your pen down. It ain't going to be pretty. You know,
I was going to say, if I may add, you know, they talking about all these things going to happen in the future. But see, that there is a distraction to those who don't understand what's going on. You know, if they saying, you know, they're talking about this future so deep, why are you building underground bunkers? Why do you have space stations? Why did you create a space force? Because you know what's coming. All right.
They just put out in the media, that's part of their witchcraft. They put, we're going to be able to do this. In the year 2020, I think what they say, we're going to put a hotel up there in 2023.
2023, yep.
Whatever. We're going to do this. We're going to have homes that's underwater. We're going to be able to do this. We're going to be able to do that. Why? Because the brother says it's a distraction. I can't wait. You know, even when it comes to the MOTB, right? I do articles, the people be like, man, this is great. I won't have to have a key. I don't have to do this. I can just do things from my mind. This is very convenient. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say he go deceive the people. Yep. By those miracles. Oh man, I had Alzheimer's. Now I remember everything since I was 2. You know, like everybody they gonna compete. It's gonna be a convenience. They gonna condition you. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be a decision. Do you want to eat? Do you want to drink? Do you want to buy clothes? You want to buy raiment? You better get this. And if you don't, you asked out. Yep. And a lot of people right now they say we ain't gonna take it. We ain't gonna take it. Those who got the hedge of protection from your how about Shemashai, you most definitely gonna take it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But Lord willing, through the Spirit, Lord willing, we be able to elect that we don't. Like again, likewise is all those who subscribe to the truth. Yep. Right? They'll say, Lord willing, you don't. And who subscribe to the truth, you know, truth and sincerity. Because we got some that subscribe to it for, like I said, filthy lucre's sake. They try to make a buck. You know, but the true righteous believers, right? You know, Lord willing, like I said, we get kept from that hour of temptation that's going to come upon the whole entire earth, right? They say what? The oikoumenic sense, the inhabited earth.
God, we know it's close because the brother just put in the chat today, they building a 10-foot wall around the Federal Reserve in D.C. Concrete. So they know something's about to happen with the economy.
Right. We see by December 13th. See, they put these. Remember what was signed in March? Was it like March? Like
when they said it.
Yeah. When they.
That was Executive Order 14067. Yep. That he signed about that digital currency. Yep.
And y'all was probably worrying about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, you know, twerking, or who getting cheated on, or who left this person. The new J is coming out. The new game coming out. That's all you cared about is madness and folly. But these devils behind the scenes is pushing legislation to ultimately come out after you and kill you, and destroy you, or ultimately make you do something to where you reject your power. Yep. And when that happens, man, you forsake the Lord, man, He gonna forsake you. Yep. You know, God. As they always say, y'all need a divine intervention to save y'all in the situation. Yep. You're right. So those who don't believe you have about Shemashai, you're not gonna be delivered. Point blank. Period. You get that MOTB, you're finished. Ain't no, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna take it out and then repent. No, you get that charagma, you're done. That's all, well, they say, that's all she wrote. You finished. You got a little more? Yep, you got a little more. Go ahead, bro.
All right, back at the top, this is Jeremiah 49:13. For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, a curse.
So it just said that this place is gonna be a wasteland. That's what's prepared for the future of Babylon the Great. It's a complete wasteland. The only thing gonna be here is desert animals and desert creatures.
And a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
Everywhere, all 5,000 square miles. 3,000 from east to west, 2,000 north to south. Complete utter waste. It's going to be turned into a lake of fire. It's going to be desolate. Yep. A big-ass desert. That's the future of Babylon the Great. It ain't going to be, let me go here with my sand dudes. Ain't nobody going to be over here. Nope. You're going to be finished if you over here. If you over here in that day, when the elect get beamed up, oh, you're toast. Yep. You're history. You part of that new high score that your how about Shemashai going to have when he comes destroy this place.
Ding, 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 ding.
You have a winner here. You know? Go ahead, bro.
That's it.
Oh, a bumper shot jump down. Is it 17? 17 to 18. 17. Yes.
Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 49 and 17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation.
Remember, this is Edom is wherever Esau Edom is, the so-called white man is, right? So say what? Edom should be a what? A desolation.
Right. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished.
So when you see the aftermath after the wrath of Babylon the Great, you're gonna be like, damn, you're like, ooh, you know, you're gonna hear something like, oh goodness, you know, oh my God, you know, like who would do such a thing? That's the mindset of the people. Oh my goodness, this is wow. You know what I'm saying? That's how people gonna be like that guy wowzers. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be like, yo,
You'll be like Smoking Craig and Friday.
Oh, that's how they gonna be. It's not gonna be a pretty sight when the destruction comes.
Nope.
What's that in Isaiah? You know, the other nations are going to be like, is this the man who weakened the nations?
Yep.
Like, you know, the Lord, because ultimately, it's really Yahweh Bashim Ashai who's in control. As the scripture tells that Yahweh Bashim Ashai rules in the kingdom of men. So the Lord has exalted Esau Edom. I would call this technology on the left-hand side. So ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Ashai is hardened in heart, like he did ancient Pharaoh.
Yep.
Right? So ultimately, the Lord is doing it to show his power. Right? In short, man, when the Lord brings down Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he's going to be looked down upon.
Yep.
He's going to become a proverb and a power.
Where's 18, bro? It's the point. Oh yeah, there you go.
And shall hiss and all the plagues thereof. Jeremiah 49.
Go ahead, bro.
Jeremiah 49 and 18. As in the other
No, you're sorry.
as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
So it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Go read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. I believe that was maybe Genesis 18 and 19. Go read what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Go ahead.
Fire and brimstone.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, bro.
And the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there.
No man. Oh, it said no man shall abide there. Go look at the population of Sodom and Gomorrah today.
There's this thing on TikTok where they tested that brimstone or whatever. If you've seen it, the sofa, and it was like they had to come up with a new measurement for how high it was to compare to modern day.
Yeah.
It was just like up there.
And that was thousands of years ago. Yeah, I've seen that too, bro. I definitely seen that.
All right. Neither shall a son of man dwell in it.
Right. So again, like I said, go look at the population of Sodom and Gomorrah right now, and if you see anything that's over zero, they lied to you. Ain't nobody living over there. Period. That's why I said it just as an overthrow. Meaning what? Here's my example for you. Go lead. What you say? It says so. Sodom and Gomorrah is the example of how this kingdom gonna be. So go look over there and go see if you see animals and markets and it's flourishing and people, cars and chariots. Go see if that's over there. It's absolutely barren. It's perpetual waste. It's a desolation. As this place gonna be.
I got that precept you was talking about. This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
God, he says he turned them over. You know, that place was destroyed, okay, by fire and brimstone. The same thing is going to happen to America. He says he's going to make an example, all right? And they don't believe it, but it's coming. You know, we're seeing signs of those chariots. We know they're going to bring those concentrated laser beams. I was just seeing today that Putin has enough missiles to hit each state 20 times. 20 times. And we know they stuff works.
Ain't no duds getting shot.
No, ain't no duds. Ours was tested. They tested theirs. Was it at St. 2 last summer? And we tried to test ours. What was that? What they call that in Iron Man 2? Hammer Tech. Yeah.
Hammer Tech.
Yeah. That little missile that hit War Machine and fizzled out. Yeah. Now, what was his name? I forget his name. No, the guy. Whiplash.
Yeah, Whiplash.
Yeah, he shot Whiplash with it, and that dud missile didn't work. So yeah, read that again, bro.
God. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly.
And that's the thing. You know, he was showing you an example ahead of time. You know, Romans 15:4 said, you know, things were written aforetime for our learning, just roughly paraphrasing. Okay? So he's showing you what happened there because of their ungodliness. The same thing is going to happen here. You know, that's why it's called Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, my bad. Lot's wife still over there.
Yeah.
A pillar of salt. But she ain't breathing.
No.
Okay, we go.
This is Jeremiah 30:16. Jeremiah 30:16, it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity.
He says, all thee that devour you shall be devoured. I believe it's
Second Maccabees.
yeah, Second Maccabees. I think it's 5 and 10. Yeah.
5 and 10.
1 and 10.
First Maccabees.
First Maccabees. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
First Maccabees. So this is First Maccabees chapter 2, beginning at verse 9. It says, her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
And we are those glorious vessels. How about Shah? Yeah, actual vessels of gold and silver and so forth was taken, but we are the jewels of Yahweh Shah. We are those treasure vessels of Yahweh Shah. What's their infants and what?
Her infants are slain in the streets.
Just like bro was going into earlier, what they did to us back in the day, right? Not even just, but they've been doing these things to us.
Yep.
Right? For millenniums ago. But even here, like saying for a present time, they was slaying our infants in the street.
Yep.
You know, saying killing them. Like brother said, you know, stepping on their head. What was it, Andrew Jackson?
Yeah.
Didn't he kill them, stepping on their head?
Yep.
What's his name? Oliver Cromwell. He was actually, you know, dashing our infants against the stones.
Yep.
He was actually doing that. But guess what? The Lord gonna allow us to do that back to them. Right? But yeah, like I said, our infants are slain.
It says her young men with the sword of the enemy.
So all they did, they pulled up with the sword and they used the sword.
Yep.
Columbus said, well, it didn't take a, what did he say? He didn't wait a whole hour into, pretty much he didn't put his sword down for a whole hour.
Yep.
That's madness. Like that's just a bloodthirsty devil. That's what that's they MO. You know, the rape, rob, murder, and kill.
Yep.
And ultimately oppress you.
Yep.
Right? These people that it's just like I say, well, they bear not the sword in vain. They will kill you.
Yep.
Without repercussions. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. Look, like the ability, because they are the sword of Yahweh Shah.
God, like you tell us, go not in the way of the man that by cloud to kill.
Exactly.
Stay away from
Stay away from him.
Yep.
You know, so like I said, the enemy has, you know, we've been slain by the sword.
Yep.
Right? That was part of our curses as well. It was inevitable. Yep. Our transgressions of Yahweh Shah. Go ahead, because people say, well, why would God, if God exists, why would he do that if we his chosen people? Because we transgress the laws, his laws. Just like your earthly father. When your father told you to do something, you didn't do it, what'd he do? He whooped you. Our whooping is coming from Yahweh Shah, man. You see people getting killed and slain and murdered, this and that. To where what? To do what? To where what? And put away evil from Israel. You see somebody get stoned to death from sinning. Damn, I don't want that to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness, you know. They say the whole congregation stoned.
Yep.
You know, you know, it's a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine. So that's why that happened. That sounds brutal. That sounds it. But guess what? He ain't gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as it going on, like that's why we was in this situation. We got put in this captivity because why? We disobeyed our father and got punished, just like how you disobey your earthly father and got punished. And the Most High, he had mercy on who he had mercy on. He had compassion on who he had compassion on. And who are you to tell him what he can and can't do?
Yep.
Try. You know.
Ooh. I'm thinking that Isaiah 40.
Okay. You gonna finish that? Go ahead, get me going. Finish that. Still, hold on, bro.
First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. It says, what nation has not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Right, so it says, what nation had not had a part? Now, we understand the major nations that came against us and destroyed us, pillaged us, raped, robbed, and murdered us. But even you other smaller nations, even though some of them ain't did nothing to us physically, but really you physically, reaping the benefits off of our back. Right? You're not going to those councils and saying, well, what about the blacks, the Negroes, the Latinos? Maybe we should lay off on them. Maybe we should stop. You're not saying that. No, you getting in bed, yeah. All in favor, say aye. Y'all ain't saying no. You know what I'm saying? So every nation, that's why that brother said, say all thy adversaries, every one of them. Again, there's 18 nations. Those other, every one of them is the other 17.
Yep.
Right? Even Jaffa, even though we ain't having too many run-ins with Jaffa, they asked went to slavery too.
Yep.
Because again, they benefiting off it.
Yep.
You in that council, you in that United Nations, y'all together. Like I said, that's going to like some of those crafty councils, like we gonna hear what y'all say. Yeah, the summons get leaked and this and that, but we don't get to hear all the extent of what y'all doing. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, all those nations, all those conglomerate of nations, man, y'all in bed with Esau Edom. And then y'all, they speak out against them, but guess what? They still gonna be filled still when the meeting get called, right? So all these nations have reaped off the benefits of the Israelites, the people of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, the chosen people of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai.
That's like, just to your point, what was that? The UN found the United States guilty of genocide or something like that recently. I mean, that's like what you have with the modern day police force, them investigating themselves. Ain't nothing gonna come out.
Right, that's what I said. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? It's like y'all drawing charges on yourselves because they run the UN.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to them. Ain't that in New York? Y'all did call genocide, but guess what? We'll see you after the recess.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to them. Ain't shit gonna happen to them. Right? But we understand who's gonna bring that judgment.
Yep.
It's gonna be Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. They gonna bring death and destruction. They gonna judge you for all your wickedness. Right? Because yeah, you have been made the heaven on the earth. That's why, well, even though so now the nations are speaking out against you because of their alliances, but even still, one of those little small nations by themselves, they cannot go toe-to-toe with America. Nope. Definitely not. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, y'all ain't speaking on our behalf and trying to help us here. Give us a plot of land to go live. No. And we're not looking for that, right? We ain't looking for your reparations. We're looking for the reparations that Yahweh Bashim al-Shai gonna give us. That's putting y'all ass in slavery, and we rendering double what y'all done to us. That's true reparations. Right?
Yep. Going back to that Ezekiel 35 and 6 that you brought out. Yep.
Go ahead, bro. Oh, do you have something real quick?
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 30 and 16, it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity.
He said, all the adversaries, all of them that devoured us shall go into captivity. And somebody get Revelations 13, 9, and 10.
That's the spirit I was thinking. You ready there?
Yeah. It's the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
The spiritual ear.
It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So every the patience and the faith of the saints.
It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Everybody that put their hands on us, took part of us, benefited from us in captivity. He who killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Now, we know that sword is a killing instrument, but that's specifically pointing at Esau Edom. The brother brought out earlier, in Amos 1:11, he was perpetual after us, had no pity with us with the sword against his brother, the brother brought that out early in Ezekiel 35, 5, and 6, that sword. So yeah, Esau, you're going to get yours. It's coming. And it says, here is the faith and the patience of the saints, okay? And we got to have that faith, because the scriptures tell us whatever is not of faith is sin, all right? And who are the saints? The children of Israel, according to Psalms 148, 13 and 14. Those are the saints, not no Mother Teresa or anybody over in that Vatican and stuff. No, those are the Israelites. All right? St. Augustine, yeah.
But I'll say this too. That's that term patience.
Yep.
Right, going to what? Suffering. Right, so you gotta suffer a little bit for a little season. Right? You gotta endure it. Right? So that means what the saints. So it's a righteous thing for the Lord to recompense the tribulation of those who trouble me. So the saints, like it says, the true, all Israelites are saints, but the true saints at this time who's going to worship in truth, in the spirit and truth, right? They're gonna be patient. They're gonna suffer these things that gotta happen. So they understand that we gotta go through these things, right? At the end of the day, brothers talking about that faith. So it's not wicked to have faith for your power to put these other nations to death into slavery, right? That's not a wicked thing. That's what I say. Here's the patience in the faith of the saints. That's a requirement.
God.
Like the scripture say, without faith, it's impossible to please Him.
God. I'm gonna back you up right quick when you talk about that patience. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 25, and it reads, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh."
You gotta suffer patiently. You just gotta wait it out. You gotta endure. You gotta hold on. But we almost there. Just you gotta suffer yourself, because and that also goes to what? When we brought out, "Wait ye upon me."
Yep.
So we understand through prophecies, saying who shall rouse Judah, is the whole line, who shall rouse him up, roughly paraphrasing, right? We know Yahweh Shemashah gonna rouse Judah up.
Yep.
So the 2/3 are gonna be the ones who are gonna be coming out here and going against Esau, Edom, these various nations fighting against them. The elect are gonna be hidden from that thing.
Yep.
The elect are gonna be patient. They're gonna be patiently waiting and enduring, and suffering, because we understand that we sin against Yahweh Shemashah, we say what? Injury and wrongful death. It's something that, right? Comes from some called kin. Well, guess what? We call on Yahweh Shemashah. Right? Yahweh Shemashah is our intercessor. That's our Lord. And that's who's going to be sent out here to institute judgment against those who have raped, robbed, and murdered us. Right? But that goes into like that suffering and that faith and that patience waiting on them. And that ultimately showing that you trust and believe in their words and what they say they're going to do. Because the Most High is not like man that He should lie. Right? So if He say He going to do it, shall He not make good of it? You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it goes on to say, "For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly."
They say thine enemy. No, we all love. It's all love, brother. We're brothers in Christ. No, it's your enemy, right?
God. He says, "But shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck."
Because why? They say what? Psalms 91. Only with thy eyes.
Yep.
Shall thou behold the reward of the wicked.
God.
That's going to be the reward of the salvation. To those who receive salvation of the nation of Israel, not the body of believers. Everybody can believe, all these heathen nations. I believe, look, Jesus, that's my Savior. No, you're not going to be saved. You're going to be called on Jesus as a missile coming to hit you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to catch it like a punch. That's exactly what's going to happen to you. Talking about some Father, Lord, Jesus Christ, all this and that. No, no. Ain't no heathens a part of this. Talking about when we say the Gentiles are going to the Israelites in the Gentile state of mind. Not the natural born heathens. Not talking about that. But you can go ahead and believe that farce and believe that lie, and guess what? We don't give a damn. You're going to get hit by a missile anyway.
Yep.
That's if you make it. Some of y'all some of y'all gonna die from famine, pestilence, the wars, violence, destruction. Some of y'all gonna die by that. You may not even make it to the missiles. But we do know those who wait there and my Lord Savior Jesus Christ, you gonna die.
Yep.
That's exactly what happened to you. Right? So like I said, we just gotta suffer a little longer. Yep. And then how about your shot, man? He gonna come render judgment and justice on behalf of the nation of Israel.
All right. That's what you
But
said.
ultimately for the election this time, because the 2/3, they gonna be willing to fight against them.
Yep.
Right? I say real quick, I got a brother, right? I said, what would you do if you see a so-called UFO? He said, I'm gonna pull my gun out and shoot. You gonna die. And that's exactly what I told him. That's how Jake think. I'm gonna pull my gun out and I'm not. You gonna die. You know what I'm saying? The hell you think you gonna do against them? Right?
Not a doggone thing.
Not a dog. Not a damn thing. Go ahead, Shaq.
Jeremiah 30:16, it says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity."
I said, every one of them. Just like the brother brought out, who's that? Every one of them. The other 17 nations. All of you. All right?
Everyone.
All of you. That's cut and dry. All right? There's no way of getting around that. All right? Go ahead.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that.
Right? That spoil was what? Those who robbed you. Right? Those who robbed you, they gonna be a spoil. You gonna rob them.
Yep.
say what? It say what? The king should be like 13 brothers, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know.
Who's the biggest robber now? Amalek.
Yeah.
You small Adams, big noses. Mm-hmm. Always crying wolf. What the call them? The villain victim.
Right. Nose big like a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Said, in all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
God, all that prey upon us, you know, all that slayed us, he will give them to a prey. That goes back into that, you know, with Revelations 13 and 10. Brother brought out earlier, Ezekiel 35, 5 and 6. Okay, you will be recompensed for what you did to us in the same manner, you know, and Esau Edom twice as much.
Right.
All right. That was it.
I'm just making space.
Oh,
Okay.
Verse 17, it says, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds.
Oh man, so that's bringing us back. That new covenant that's going to be within us, those new bodies, he's going to restore us. Okay, that's that restitution. You know, it's talked about in the 3rd chapter of Acts. You know, when he comes back, bring us back to where we're supposed to be, the rulers of this earth, the gods that we were supposed to be, according to Psalms 82 and 6. We are gods, but like I said, we're going to die as men, all right, because of those transgressions. But yeah, he's going to restore us back to health, and that health is going to be everlasting, all right? Never no sickness again, never no death again. That's those immortal bodies, all right?
Right, because the ways to sin is death.
God.
So if you can't sin, that means what? You're gonna evade death. You can't die.
Nope.
Right? And I'm gonna say another thing too, because there's a doctrine out there, right? He said restore. You said restores all, right? Because Scripture say what? And all Israel shall be saved.
Yep.
Right? So that means what? Even the 2/3 when they come through the loins of the elect, they're gonna be able to enjoy the kingdom as well. You got Jake talking about the 2/3 gonna go to hell and burn forever, but then the heathens get to enjoy the kingdom. What sense does that make? They could be over there and you know they talk about like what's the story of they said Lazarus dipped the finger in the mouth. You know, so the other Jakes, the Israelites gonna be on this side.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be over here watching us in the kingdom. They just gonna be beating on the wall, burning the hell up.
Man.
But the heathens over there can enjoy the kingdom in the sense of, you know, they're gonna be slaves, but then of course after a while they're gonna go back to their lands and they're gonna be ruled over by the Israelites through the law, statutes, and commandments. They're gonna be able to enjoy those things. You know, if they live accordingly, hey, they're gonna be blessed.
Man.
But here it is, the heathens can't receive those blessings once they live accordingly. But the rest of our nation, they got burned. They got burned for them. What sense does that make? Ain't no such thing as hell anyway. But just think about that. Y'all gonna die, y'all gonna burn forever. No, that's not gonna happen, bro. Like you said, you're gonna restore health unto all of the Israelites.
God, and you know, and just to your point, you know, Jake will say that. That's just a testimony to what the scripture says, blessed he that readeth. They won't open up a book. We were commanded, seek ye out of the book and read.
Jake loved the heathen so damn much.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that, really, like, what the hell, like, I would rather, even though it's a false doctrine, the hell's false doctrine, I would rather you say that the heathen's gonna burn the hell, burn forever. You know, but, you know, they ain't gonna go down like that, but just saying, like, why the hell gotta be, why you want our people to suffer like that?
God. It's kind of like they act like a puppy who lost his mother, you know, just follow anybody, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jake just, you know, follows and wanders around, and you know, you put it out there to them. These people know who you are. The heathens know who you are, but you refuse to believe who you are. I'm not gonna believe that that book was written by a white man. How many times?
What they say? What about the white man?
Yeah. What about him?
They don't never ask about Moab, the so-called Chinese. They don't ask about the Africans, Hamites. They don't ask about the Ammon, the Japanese. They don't ask about them at all. Every time you talk about nation going to slavery or being destroyed for their wickedness, but what about the white man? Why them? You got Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
Is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And some of y'all have that homeborn slave mentality. Majority of you do. That's why I say what 2/3 shall be cut out.
Yep.
2 parts of shall be cut out, meaning what? 66.6. Y'all gonna be put to death in the land of Babylon the Great. So that means what? More, we understand through the Spirit, more of our people is gonna reject this. Ultimately, they're gonna reject Yahweh Bashim Shai versus the latter, less of us, will be the number, you know, say that humbly, than the elect, who was the 1/3, right? The remnant, right? They gonna receive this and with joy and happiness, receive salvation. But the majority of people are going to die because they're gonna reject it.
Yep. And you even starting to see a little of that right now. Like I said, Kanye and Kyrie, they don't have everything, but just the people that are coming out against them for saying that we the true Hebrew Israelites, let's start, that separation is starting to happen right now. Okay? Between those who seek to understand who they are and those who just don't care and want to side with Esau either. A lot of these is with these celebrities. Do that Barkley and Shaq, man. Yep.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 30:17 says, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after."
God, and that's the thing. We were what's that scripture that says nobody golly.
So the Jeremiah 15?
No, not Jeremiah 15. Yeah, somebody. It was all about everybody just disrespected us.
Oh no, okay. Oh, look, you talking about Lamentations? They all clap their hands.
Yeah.
It's where you got? Does I have it? No. Okay. It's Lamentations chapter 2 verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
And say we're in that low state. We were a special people. We still are a special people unto himself. We're just going through that punishment right now. But to see where we fell from, to where we are right now, and that's what they do. They rejoice in that because they know, when we come back into that power, it's over. It's over. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read the NLT. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15 in the NLT. All who pass by jeer at you. They scoff and insult beautiful Jerusalem, saying, is this a city called most beautiful in all the world and the joy of all the earth? They say, all now back in the KJV, verse 16, all thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it.
Yeah, so here again, like I said, they hiss and scoff at us. But even in our lowest state, you see that Jake is still some of is the salt of the earth. Nobody can beat us on talent. Such a resilient people. And just think, if we can be that in a low state, what happens when we turn back to our power? We're going to be those gods that we're supposed to be. All right? In rulership. But right now, no. You chose the way of the heathen. All right? And we're suffering for it. All right, but it's almost over. The signs are here. That shift is in the air, because just like you said, they laughed and scoffed at us. There's that Wisdom Solomon 5. They'll be like, oh, those are ones who we did not account for their labors.
This is he? This nigga right here?
Yeah, they the chosen. What?
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, now, yeah, they starting to see it, because it's one thing that we learned about this. People are starting to really look up words and stuff. We always been talking about that. You seeing more definitions, people researching stuff nowadays. And what we say, you got it from GMS. Okay? Going into those scriptures, looking up every word. Okay? Every word, getting that understanding, seeing what stuff means, and that's the thing. Jake, I just said earlier, blessed is he that readeth. They just throw out stuff and you run with it, not knowing what it's really saying. All right.
I'm going to jump down. Jeremiah 30 and 23 says, behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, and a continuing whirlwind, it shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. verse 24 says, the fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart in the latter days, ye shall consider it.
So the intents of the heart of Yahweh is to ultimately bring desolation and death and destruction to Babylon the Great, but not only the place, but to the people, the wicked inhabitants of Babylon the Great. That's a part of his determination. That's a part of, what's that Isaiah? It say about pleasing. It pleased.
Pleasing the blues.
No, it say, he has all his pleasure. Yeah, it's part of the Lord's pleasure. Oh, what, bro? Yeah, so it's part of the Lord's pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's part of the Lord's pleasure to destroy Babylon the Great, right? Like I said, it ain't said like Lord will just I'm gonna pass by. All your wickedness also be done did to my people.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a pass. You'll be okay. No, this place, like you said, the whirlwinds. He gonna send the chariots. He gonna send them thermonuclear warheads. And hey, what goes to Jeremiah 51? He gonna send that destroying wind for those thermonuclear warheads. Like I said, the chariots will come with the contrary things. That's the end goal. That's the end game. That's what's gonna happen to Babylon the Great, to be completely destroyed. We seeing all these big high-rise buildings, all this and that. All this is gonna be stubble.
Yep.
Everything. Not a stone left upon another.
Nope.
As the scripture says. Complete utter ruins.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
The book of the book of Psalms chapter 58 and verse 10, it says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth.
God, he says the righteous are going to rejoice. He's going to rejoice. Okay, and who is that righteous? The nation of Israel. You know, for everything that was done to us. He said, read that again for me.
First and foremost, the elect.
The elect. The elect. The elect of Israel.
This is Psalms chapter 58 and verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth.
God, he says he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. That's that recompense for what they did to us. All right? Paying them back. You know, as we read in Revelations 13 and 10. Okay? We're going to bring it back to him. He says, so that man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. And that reward is just paying them back for what they did to us. All right? He said, verily, he is a power that judges in the earth. And that's the thing, you know, he's going to bring that judgment. You know, we don't think it's coming, just like the brother started out in Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. You know, why standest thou far off? You know, most of us, well, we know what's going to happen. You know, the prophets is out here on the highways and byways and doing the video epistles, and those who teach the like doctrine. You know, but you got a lot of Jake who's just unaware and not asking the question, why is this happening to us? And why is this happening to us? You know, and we know that there's going to be a reward. Okay, just like we just read in Baruch. You know, be patient, suffer for a little while. Shortly, you're going to see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. It's coming. Go ahead.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6. Sing it as a righteous thing with Yahweh Shai to recompense or pay back.
Yeah, we said it's seen as a righteous thing, okay, to recompense, okay. That's paying you back for the stuff that you did. You know, that's that balance. You know, just like the scriptures say, you know, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Okay, he has to bring that back. You can't just have one nation constantly doing wickedness and not get paid for it, and not have to pay for it. It makes no sense. All right.
Sin is a righteous thing with Yahweh Shai to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Recompense tribulation. So how many get tribulation?
So when the things we talk about that Yahweh Shai can come back and destroy destroy this place. That's going into that payback, which he said is a righteous thing, right? You have a wicked mindset if you think, oh, that's evil. No, you wicked. That's what that means. It's a righteous thing for Yahweh to pay back those. Then we have to pay for our transgressions.
Yep.
Right? Our sins and our iniquities. Likewise, as these heathens, we have to pay as well.
God.
Tribulation. Distress or suffering resulting from oppression or persecution.
Is that not Jake in these days? You know, that's straight in the curses. You know, it's by the hand of Esau, Edom, for the most part. All right. So yeah, distress, oppression. You know, and that's the thing. You know, we seeing this opportunity that you know we're going to come up out of this. You know, it's so close. You know, everything is right at hand. Okay. Yeah, some of them.
Affliction.
Yep. Who furthered our affliction when our calamity had an end?
The heathen.
The heathen. Correct. Go ahead.
So we say, I am sore to please with the heathen.
Yep.
Displeased with you. Yet you think you can make it.
Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Right. When the time of our iniquity had an end, right, what you do? You put the pedal to the metal.
Yep.
Right? That's what you did. You forwarded the affliction. Right? You went overboard. You did too much. Right? So that's you're doing too much. Even now. Still forwarding the affliction. Right? Y'all putting in legislation, they're already putting it, it's already in writing, but they're gonna be able to come after you.
Yep.
Add more to your affliction.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They can take this away from you, take that away from you, ultimately take your life. That's what's being put in fine print, being signed while you back there throwing back, you know, ain't no wrong with drinking, but you know, they get drunk. Throwing back Casamigos and you know, Saveca and whatever, and smoking cigarettes and just, you know, parlaying, you know, drinking lean and being bugged out. While you over there partying and bullshit, guess what? They passed legislation to come kill you without penalty.
Yep.
That's inhumane. Don't matter. This man he's a devil. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. The physical incarnation, you know, the physical, you know, people of Satan. Yep. This is his children.
All day long.
Okay, finishing up this Thessalonians and whoever had their verse 7, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 7. It's a who, well, it's like it's a you who are troubled. Rest with us when the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. Right? So, hey, like I said, those who trouble, man, rest. Like we went through earlier, suffer patiently. And ultimately rest what? Within this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Right? The secret places of Yahweh Shai. You know, rest with us, right? Because it say what? It say, because when our Lord Yahweh shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, that's why what you're seeing now, the so-called UFOs, all these, or UAPs, you know, look, we speak about judgment going on right now. You know, say somebody's living with the judge, you know. But like I said, they keep saying, oh, that's crazy, that's this and that, you know. Oh, you know, we're going to Mars, it's aliens. No, it's not 3-foot green, big head ass little individuals. No, they look like the Israelites.
Yeah.
You know, they dark skinned, dark complected, you know, looking like Israelites.
Like cut.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, fierce countenance. They ain't sweet. They ain't like Cupid flirting around with no damn clothes on with a diaper and shit. shooting arrows of love in every goddamn body. No, that's not what the angels look like. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord gonna be revealed with them. Cause like going into you get that too with Revelation 19, right? 2 Corinthians 13. Oh, Isaiah 66. Brought up earlier. Right, he gonna come. Michael the archangel, those angels. He coming, man. They coming to get it on. The reason when they say the Lord of hosts, right, it's the Lord of armies. Right? They say what? Oh, what's that? Exodus 15.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Exactly.
God.
Enoch also prophesied the Lord is coming back with 10,000 of his
saints.
Ooh.
Oh, they coming back to what? Have some tea? Drink a coffee? Throw back a beer or two? Michelob or whatever? No. They coming back to render death and destruction to the inhabitants of the earth, who are allotted to receive destruction, but ultimately to what? To come and save, you know, the elect of the nation of Israel. That's their jobs. Right, and when you see in the it's like they on reconnaissance missions, right? Say what the eyes of the Lord power is upon the sinful kingdom. And he gonna destroy from out the face of the earth. Roughly paraphrasing. That was us in time past, but it's talking about this kingdom right now. Because what kingdom does the Israelites, the true Israelites, have right now? We don't have a kingdom. We're oppressed. You know what I'm saying? We're not receiving $4 billion a year annually. Nope. We're not being propped up. You can't speak against us and get cut off and get canceled. You know what I'm saying? Those small-headed, they're not the people. Now, amongst them, some of our people is amongst them, like, you know, but majority of them, Amalek. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, well, He gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation, right? That's why, and that's great war gonna be waged when Yahushua pop up with the holy angels to go get Satan. His angels talking about Satan being who? Esau, Edom, and his military. And then all the rest of the nations who gonna turn and, you know, side with them, whatever the case may be as well, right? And the last verse, it say what? In flaming fire. Verse 8, and flaming fire taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh Shemashai and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh HaMashiach. So that part is ultimately talking to who? You Israelites. Because these other nations, they wasn't given the law, statutes, commandments. They wasn't given the gospel. So this ain't talking about them. It's talking about those who made that covenant with Yahweh Shemashai. That's talking about you. And you transgressed and you broke that covenant, guess what? You're going to be terminated. That's exactly what's happening. You breach your contract, and then these other, whatever contract you sign, you breach that, you went against that, they terminate you. That's what Yahweh Shemashai going to do to a lot in the most of the earth. Okay.
All right. Yep. Okay.
But yeah,
all right, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1.
No, I was done on that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua of hosts, and that shall leave them neither root nor branch.
It says it shall burn like an oven, and that's not like your oven today. You know, it's like it's conventional oven back in the ancient days, like you said, you stick it in there. Yeah, it was faster than the microwave. Right. Okay, but yeah, he said it shall burn like an oven. That's that nuclear destruction coming. Those concentrated laser beams. All right.
He said, well, all the proud. Now, the most proud is who? Esau, Edom, but also even our people who come in their likeness. The heathens too be proud looking down on us. Then all that do wickedly. What's wickedness? Transgression of the law. Right? So those who sin, that's what sin is. Transgression of the law, that's accounted for as wickedness. All of you shall be burnt up when that day comes. It ain't no fable, right? It ain't no tall tale. Like it's imagination. Oh, that's like Jake said, that's a fantasy book. No, the day shall come. That's gonna burn as an oven, whether you believe it or not. Hey, what's that to us? We striving, give diligence, and make our call and lecture sure. Right? They say it's a separation. It's gonna be those who are gonna be saved. It's gonna be those who are gonna be destroyed at the end of the day. The Lord will be of those who be saved.
No, I was just gonna say, just to add to your point, and they shook. We was talking earlier about the missiles that Putin has. That one he can hit each state 20 times, and brothers are not believing it. Okay, so our people are not believing it. All right. Okay. Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
What do you say?
Yeah.
All right. With that, we hope this lesson was edifying for the body. Once again, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba Baba.
Abba.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
All right, Shalom to you sincere Akim and Akwath on the comment board.
Shalom.
Shalom.